Welcome back. The Presidential Cassava Initiative was greeted with enthusiasm by the majority of Nigerians when the idea was mooted in 2002. Nigerians saw in the initiative the potential for employment generation, foreign exchange earnings, self-sufficiency in food production, as well as reduction of Nigeria's dependence on wheat importation. President Goodluck Jonathan's approval for the commercialization of cassava bread in November 2011 and subsequent intensive campaign for cassava bread promotion and consumptions by the Minister of Agriculture, Dr. Femi Adefila, were both efforts geared towards saving the country about 254 billion naira per annum. To discuss the promises, the milestones, and the challenges so far in this important government policy are Mrs. Toyin Adetunji, the technical advisor to the Honorable Minister of Agriculture on Cassava Value Chain. Madam, you welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
I also have with me the President of Nigeria Cassava Growers Association, Pastor Segun Adewunmi. Pastor, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Let me start from the government side. In 2011, Mr. President gave approval for the commercialization of cassava bread. How far are Nigerians embracing this initiative?
Well, thank you very much. The idea of the consumption of cassava bread in Nigeria and the commercialization by Mr. President were all with the aim of reducing the import bill on wheat, which annually is about 635 billion naira. And of course, as Nigeria is the largest producer of cassava in the world, Mr. President feels that it is important that we take our comparative advantage, we bring it up and develop the industry. So far we've had the good, the bad, and the ugly. We have Nigerians embracing the product. We've had master bakers also embracing it. We have the flour millers also embracing it, and those are the key stakeholders. And Nigerians generally are embracing it. And then we also, on our part, we are trying to support all the stakeholders in order to promote the product. This is a new product. It's about the economy. It's about the rural development. It's about, most importantly, it's about the taste of the people, okay, which is the challenge.
And that's the problem.
And that is the problem.
It's not easy to change taste.
Exactly. It's not easy to change taste, but we are on it. We believe that we'll get there. We have key stakeholders who are supporting us.
Thank you very much. Let me go to Pastor Adewunmi. Sir, if indeed Nigerians are keen into the initiative, how is it impacting on Nigerian cassava farmers?
Yes, it has seriously created the needed market. I used to be a cassava grower for a long time. I do over 1,000 hectares. There was a year when I did over 1,000 hectares and there was no market for it.
There was a glut.
There was a glut, and the cost of uprooting the cassava surpassed the value of the cassava. So I let them rot. So, but right now, it is the farmer that is the king. They are now approaching. Let me tell you about this cassava.
Sounds interesting.
Yes. What is required for cassava bread alone from the farmers is about, if it's going to be 20%, it's about 3,400 pounds a day. Even though right now we are able to even produce 1%. So you know, it has created this opportunity for farmers to have targeted market. So it's really welcome relief.
Okay, thank you very much. Sir, talking about the millers, the flour millers, are they really embracing this concept? Are they, because you have this target of the milestones that were set, it was 10%, 20%, and 40%. Are they complying?
Yes, initially we had issues really with them, but then in the last 1 year...
What are the issues you had with them?
The issues, as we had it in the time of President Obasanjo, was that there are issues of quality, issues of quantity, which is always recurring when we discuss with the flour millers. But because the government is bent on putting the 20%, it's not going to change, and this is a way of also improving the economy. They also key, in the last 1 year we've had many of the flour millers that are including the high quality cassava flour in the wheat to make the composite flour. We also have, to be specific, we have the Flour Mills of Nigeria that has acquired a cassava processing plant in Ososa, and it's also expanding the plantation of cassava somewhere in Kwara. So this is like people cooperation and collaboration with them to make sure that this our dream come true. We are having a kind of better relationship now than how it used to be in the past.
They are accepting it.
Yes. And apart from that, what we are also doing in relation to that is to have what we call the compact milling system. This is a smaller size of the giant mills that you find in Lagos. The compact milling system will do about 20 metric tons of composite flour per day. We are going to have about the first 7 of them will arrive soon in the country, and we already have entrepreneurs who are going to take them up as private investments. So this will also mix with the wheat flour and the cassava flour to give us the composite flour that we need to sell to the bakers. Because the whole idea is not to it's not for the mixing to be done at the baker's level. We want the mixing to have been done at the miller's level, that the baker will just buy a bag of composite flour and do the bread.
Okay, now let me go back to the farmer now. There's this fund called Cassava Bread Development Fund. Could meant to be savings from wheat importation. Are farmers benefiting from this fund? Is there any fund for farmers?
Yes. Just recently, we are discussing how the fund will benefit the farmers, and they have allocated a sizable part of the fund for the primary production. So it's going to be very easy at the implementation level now, and every farmer, even now, about 29,000 farmers have been identified. So to cluster around the SMEs and those who are going to produce cassava flour. So we plant to, according to the usage of cassava roots for each of these SMEs, because what is scarce now is cassava.
Okay.
Cassava is very scarce.
Why is it scarce? We have land everywhere, arable lands everywhere.
Well, you see, the cassava is scarce because the method of production is still crude. We don't have, in the south, we don't have contiguous land where we can mechanize. And you can see when a South African farmer will get 60 tons from an hectare, the Nigerian farmer will get 12 tons. So now, assuming they have the same cost.
That is the south. There are 22 states in Nigeria that produce that produce cassava in huge quantity.
It's not good for those to be 22. There have been some ignorance in the past. The ignorance that the top cassava was the product of the south. Yeah. So, well, it was widely produced in the south because south ate cassava, they eat cassava. Okay. So now, the period of human consumption is on the southern side. Now, on the upper side, you can grow cassava more cheaply than the south. Okay. So the constraint of weeding, the bush that you have to the forest replace, all those things are not in the north. So our members in the north, you grow cassava with almost half of the cost in the south. Yeah. So we are enlisting our members and luckily the north. Most of the northern governments are taking key seriously into this cassava issue, and we are just going to tell the cassava program coordinator that these machines should, most of them should come to the north. Okay. But it was a mistake in the past because cassava was found in the south. They never explored the advantages
in the north. Now, talking about the cassava, the bakers, the bread bakers, on my table here we have different species of cassava products. We have bread, we have meat pie, donuts, and cake. Does that mean that the bakers are really key into the initiative?
Yes, as I told you earlier on, the bakers have really keyed in. If I can give you a roll down of bakers who are actually into the bread production. This is basically from pack and shop. You can see the meat pie, the donut, and the cake, and the bread. But we have other bakers across the country. We have Iveno that is in Ugoli in Delta States. We have
some bakers are not keen into it. You can count on your fingers those who are keen into it. That means
it's not that I can count on my finger. I'm just giving you an example of how it's spread. But basically what we are doing is we have over 450,000 bakers in this country. And then we have embarked on training of the master bakers on cassava bread production. So far we have done just a little above 1,000, and it's going to be a continuous, yes, and it's going to be a continuous program of government. But the intervention here is some of the bakers still would love to have some equipment upgraded. Okay. They would love to have some equipment that dilapidated
to create a marriage between wheat
and cassava. Okay. Because adding cassava is another tedious work into the wheat. So majority of them have been asking for upgrade of their equipment. Some want to change the equipment.
We are keeping this at this stage. Just 2 weeks ago last week, Mr. President approved about 9.9 billion naira for cassava bakers, for
Cassava Bread Development Fund. Okay. It's the same fund we are talking about. Okay. That same fund is the fund from the wheat levy. Okay. Now, the fund is going to address the value chain, the supply chain of cassava bread, from production, as my colleague has earlier mentioned, from the wheat production to processing, and then to the baking aspect, and also to the marketing. Now, he has talked about the production. When we get to the processing is also part of the package. We are going to upgrade the equipment of those who produce the HPCF at the small level and also at the medium-sized level. They are also part of the Cassava Bread Oversight Committee. We are going to support them in upgrading their equipment. Some also would like to have some operational capital. We also want to intervene in terms of price support mechanism like the guaranteed minimum price, particularly for the processors of the high-quality cassava flour. Okay. So along the supply chain, we have the fund that is addressing every aspect of the supply chain. And then at the end, we have what we call the social marketing. As I mentioned earlier, the social marketing is to promote the bread, promote the consumption of the bread within the country, speak to the mind and the conscience of Nigerians that this is it's not about Mr. President, it's not about the Honorable Minister, but it's about us. Yeah. It's about improving our economy. It's about creating jobs. It's about building up employment. It's about getting our youth engaged. Yeah. All these youth that are into all sorts of years. We want to get them engaged.
And I want to thank you very much. I want to go to the president of the Cassava Growers Association, talking about getting people engaged, generating employment. If indeed consumption has increased, and that means you need to produce more, are you trying to woo people? Are you mobilizing more people to go into cassava production?
Let me just tell you that the farmers are overexcited because of the new development. They have never had it so good. The opportunity is just not for bread. The opportunity is for all things that are produced from cassava.
That's right.
I will tell you that you have rightly said, maybe 40% we bring 254 billion that we used to give to foreign farmers into the pocket of Nigeria. Now that is even small. When you now go to starch, industrial starch.
And chips, cassava chips, I'm coming to that.
Yes. When you go to, no, I'm not talking of export now. I'm talking of local consumption. So what we need in this country, the starch that we produce in the country is less than 80% of starch that is used. So from starch, we can recover over 350 billion.
So my question, please, is that are you encouraging more people to go into cassava?
That is why we are, I think we are over-excited that we are trying to get the people to understand and complement the efforts of the government, bring them into production of cassava.
Young graduates?
Not just young graduates. What you see, young graduates are going to come. Somebody has to finance it. Okay. We are focusing investors. And the young graduates, they are very, very ready. everything is set. I know the government is trying its best, but we want other people. We are thinking of a fund that will make, that will be available as a loan to even governments and individuals.
But it's very lucrative. Why do you have that?
No, the fact is that the environment has to do with clearing of the land.
Okay.
And you don't recoup the cost of clearing until about maybe 15, 20 years.
Okay.
So nobody, no businessman can go and borrow money or take loan from the bank to go and
clearing of the land in the rainforest area.
In the rainforest from Kogi, Kwara, down south.
Okay.
So if that one is there, you know, when you begin to till the land like a local person producing 12 hectares, when others are producing 60 hectares, that is actually
Now let's talk about this cassava chips. The news is that foreign nations are interested in cassava chips. Especially China. Is anything happening in this regard?
Yeah, we have apart from China, some other parts of Asia, we also have in Europe, those who use cassava. In Asia, mostly they use the cassava for ethanol, and in Europe is basically mostly used for both ethanol and livestock feed. So we have this huge opportunity out there that our farmers can take up. But then I think to date we have about 2.2 million metric tons of cheese that is being demanded by China alone. China alone. And then we are not there yet. We are not meeting up because of what he has said. We have now so many products hanging on to cassava. This same cassava, we are talking about starch, we are talking about sweetener, we are talking about cheese, even grits. So, but the main challenge is not even mainly about the availability of cassava itself, but the cost of producing cassava in this part of the world is a bit high. And that is what we are addressing. Of growing cassava, okay. And then of processing it to cheese. You know, well, like he said, while other countries are getting like 60-40 tons per hectare of cassava tubers, in Nigeria our average is still between 12 and 15. But then our intervention now is to address that. It's not about the big land that you want to put into cassava production, but it's about how to maximize the available land, that is increasing the use per unit area through research into high-yielding seedling, through training of farmers, because some of the farmers, they just plant anyhow. You must have a particular plant population on a specific area of land for you to get what you really want.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Mrs. Toyin Adetunji, the technical advisor to the Minister of Agriculture on Cassava Value Chain. Thank you very much for coming. Of course, Pastor Segun Adewunmi, thank you very much. The President of Cassava Bread Association of Nigeria.